Okay, good morning class, welcome back. Now today the topic that we are going to start with is, we are going to continue, alright, not start with, but yesterday we had done understanding composition of the population, and the first topic that we did is the age composition. Now I told you that the entire population of a country is usually divided into three groups. Okay, now the first group, it lies between 0 to 14 years, understood, and you can see that 0 to 14 years is usually, especially it belongs to the age group of children. So this group is for the children, and they are also known as the dependent group, because 0 to 14 years children depend on their elders for many things in life. Now the second one is the working population, and the age group is from 15 years to 65 years. Alright, so 15 years to 65 years is the working population. And the third one that we did is from 65 years and above. Old people, especially your grandparents, fall under this category. Okay, so 0 to 14 years children, 15 to 64 years they are the working population, and 65 years and above is also the dependent population. Okay, now when we are talking about the development of a country, if the first and the third group, that is the dependent population, children and the old people, if there are more number of people belonging to this age group, then you can see that the people who are depending on others is more. So a country which has more population which depends on others, who cannot look after themselves, then that country will not be able to develop themselves properly, okay, or itself properly, and these countries fall under either underdeveloped countries or developing countries. They are still developing, they have not reached the status of development, okay, or stage of development. So when we talk about in terms of population, if the middle category, that is the working population, people belonging to the age group from 15 to 64 years, if that age group is higher than the dependent population, than the other two population, then we can say that the country will be able to develop itself more rapidly. Okay, now the second topic that we are going to do is sex composition or sex ratio. So when we talk about sex ratio, we are talking about how many males and females, what is the ratio of females to males. Okay, so when we are talking about, see the definition I have already given. What do you mean by sex ratio? It is already given in the book. It is the term used to describe the ratio between how many females to 1000 males. So is described as the number of females per 1000 males. For example, if the total population of a place is 9700, alright, 9700 is the population of a place. Now when we are talking about the sex ratio of that place, let's see how many males are there. Out of 9700, there are 5000 males, and the remaining is females, that is 4700. Out of 9700, 5000 is males and 4700 is females. So when we take the ratio between the the males and the females, so female is to male, okay, female is to male, so 940 is to 1000. 940 is to 1000. You know how to take out the ratio, you have already learned in your maths classes. So when we take the ratio between the males and the females, female is 940 and male is 1000. So how many females per 1000 males, and here the ratio is 940 females per 1000 males. Okay, now next is literacy level. So next is how can we, when we are talking about composition, we are dividing the population. First we have divided age wise. Secondly, we have divided based on their sexes, whether they are male or whether they are female. Now the third one that we are going to divide the population is based on the literacy level. So when we talk about literacy, what are we talking about? When we say literacy, is we are talking about whether a person knows how to read and write with a little bit of understanding. You have to be able to understand also what you are writing and what you are reading. Alright, if you don't have understanding, then you will not be called a literate person, because you have not understood what you are writing. You don't know what you are writing, so it may be meaningless. Alright, so when we talk about the literacy level is the ability to read and write with a little bit of understanding. Literacy level, page number 21, it is in the first two lines itself. Alright, literacy level, it means the ability to read and write with a little bit of understanding. Alright, now if the literacy level of a country is extremely high, meaning if there are more number of people in a country which is literate, who can read and write. Now obviously the minimum criteria to get a job means you have to be literate, you have to be educated. So the more number of educated people in a country, the higher the development of that country. Now the last one is rural and urban population. So now when we are dividing the entire population based on how many are living in the villages and how many are living in the towns and cities. So villages, it is known as the rural areas, and when we talk about urban areas, we are talking about the cities, the developed cities and towns, metropolitan cities and towns, or small cities and towns as well. So here, according to the United Nations has given a report stating that nearly 54% of the world's population live in the urban areas, meaning 54% among the total population, 54% live in the urban areas, in towns and cities, and this may increase to 66% by 2050. So by the year it reaches 2050, the population that is living in the urban areas is going to increase to 66%. Now, according to the census, it also states that the urban population is increasing and the concentration is maximum in Asia. When we talk in terms of continent, which continent has the highest number of urban population is Asia. And in Asia, when we talk about more number of population, our country India and our neighboring countries like Bangladesh, like China, like Pakistan, these are the countries which have a very high concentration of urban population. That means more number of people are living in the urban areas as compared to the rural areas. Alright, so these are the 4 different topics or 4 different ways in which we can divide the population of a country or population of the world. So we'll just go through it once again. First is the age composition, that means it is divided into 3 parts, 0 to 14 years. Second one, 15 to 64 years, that is the working population, and the third one is above 65 years age. These two, 0 to 14 years and 65 years and above, is the dependent population. They depend on other people for their livelihood to look after them. Now the second category, that is from 15 to 64 years, belong to the working category. Now this category helps those belonging to the other 2 dependent category to live a happy life. They look after themselves. The children depend on their parents for so many things. For small, the education, medical facilities, clothing, fooding, shelter, everything is looked after by your parents. And even grandparents, once they retire, their children look after them. Alright, now next is how many males per females in the country. This is the sex ratio, which means 940 females per 1000 males. Next is literacy level, how educated you are, whether you know how to read and write, and do you understand what you are reading and writing. And the third one is rural and urban population, meaning how many people are living in the towns and cities and how many people are living in the rural area. Okay, so we are going to do till here today, and in the next class we shall begin with the population pyramid. Thank you.